back. Put it back at him. All right, AJ.
All right.
Action.
Welcome to the Tipsy Tennis Podcast. I am in Cebu City at the Asmara Urban Resort with the number one player in the Philippines, AJ Lim.
Hi.
A bit of an impromptu interview, but we're making it work. Appreciate you taking the time to talk about your tennis career and all that good stuff. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for welcoming me.
So the first question I usually like to ask my guests is, how did you get started playing tennis?
Started when I was 4. It was introduced by my dad. At first, it was just, just for exercise purposes. Because, at home, I just kept on eating and eating and eating. So my dad wanted me to exercise. So it's where it all started.
Do your parents play tennis?
They play tennis. My dad plays tennis recreationally. So it's just for fun.
And so you grew up in Manila.
I was born in Tarlac City Province, and I grew up in Manila. Yeah, started studying there and all throughout.
So when your parents decided to sign you up for tennis lessons or maybe take you to the park, how did that get started?
It was actually my dad who taught me how to play. There's no signing me up for any clinics or whatsoever. It's just him literally doing all the work. It was really, really tough on me. He really pushed me to play. I didn't want to play at first. It was just so tiring, tennis. It's complicated sport. So, yeah, he just pushed me, and yeah, we didn't even think that we're gonna get this far.
And where did you start playing?
I started playing in Manila. It's just me and my dad. He's just throwing balls off me, feeding me. And yeah, it was just tough. He was just really, really tough on me. You know, like we did so many repetitions, a lot of drills, a lot of work, especially in the ground strokes. He loves to do that. That's a specialty. And every time I'd miss, he'd get so pissed, so pissed. But you know how it is during the old days where, the dads are like really, really tough on their kids. So yeah, that's him.
Do you remember your first tournament?
Yeah, I do remember it. It was in Manila. It's called Andrada Cup. I got bageled bad, 0-0. The guy who beat me actually is a very, very good friend of mine now. And he's my regular doubles partner in like a lot of tournaments here in the local. His name is Bristle Libao. Very, very good friend. Nice guy. Killed me 6-0, 6-0. Yeah, so I was crying, and then my dad just was so pissed at me, and he left me in the court right after. So we went in the car. He was so pissed. You lost this and that. What did you do? Come on, you should have done better. You're missing so many balls. And then we're just while on the drive, going back home, going back to the courts. So he left me there just, to figure out whatever. And I was just playing with a bunch of players there.
How did you go from like playing in the park with your dad to like competing at a higher level?
I think for the province kids, it's really, really tough, especially on those kids, like what you said, those ones who you played with. Some of the good players from provinces, they started as a ball boy, and they just kept playing in the court. Some of them, no one coached them, and it was just their hard work. And I think part of it also is the Philippines is not really recognized on tennis, and they're not endorsing the sport, and they're more focused on. I mean, don't get me wrong, basketball is a great sport. I love basketball personally, but like realistically, it's kind of tough. I think we gotta look at the other sports as well, where we can excel. We don't need height and that much height, of course, and I think tennis is one of them. But it's just tough compared to the players who starting in Manila, like me. I started in Manila. I am fortunate enough that I have my dad who really works his ass off there, training me, working hard, and we got a little bit of money for for the tennis courts, guest fee, court fees, ball boys, equipments, and everything. He paid for all of those. Although it's expensive, but I'm fortunate enough to have the resources for that. But the kids in the provinces, not everyone is fortunate enough, and they all just wait for their turns, and they just watch and take a look at those people who plays, and then when they take a break, then they started playing and playing and playing. But they don't really have that opportunity like I did. So I think it's pretty much just endorsing the sport, around the Philippines. This is the most important thing.
So for you, at what point did you start to really take it seriously and say, like, this is something that I wanna do?
It all started when I was 10 years old, where I went to California.
Who paid for that?
It's my dad. My dad.
Your dad was able to pay to
I
send you
was
to
lucky
California.
enough, yes, to have the resources.
What does he do, by the way? if you don't mind me
He's a
asking?
businessman, alcohol, related in the
Distribution,
alcohol.
stuff like
something
that.
like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
something
So
like
it's a little, there's a little bit of money, but tennis is expensive. It's really expensive.
Yeah, I mean, no matter where.
No matter how much resources you have, you're gonna always need the sponsors. But yeah, going back to the topic, 10 years old, I went to this in California, San Diego. I played this Little Mo. It's called Little Mo.
Little Mo, yeah.
Yeah. It's not like the biggest, but like it's one of the toughest tournaments there is in San Diego, and that I won that 10 under. So I mean, my dad was like, okay, we can take it seriously. I feel like we have what it takes. We have the power and all that. Because at the time, I was already hitting the ball so hard. And all he taught me is like, no matter what it is, it doesn't matter if you miss it out wide, out. I don't care. As long as you rip that ball every single time. That was his mindset. So I kept doing it and doing it and doing it. So yeah, I won the Little Mo, and then played a bunch of 12 under tournaments, like around level grade 4, grade 5, the low ones, and won it all. So I won 5 straight tournaments in California when I was there. So after that, going back to the Philippines,
That's pretty crazy.
I mean, it all changed. Like, before I went to California, I was losing to these 10 under guys, 12 under. And when I went back from California and won all those and just kept on training and training, it gave me the confidence boost where, in my mind, I can compete against these international players. When I came back to Philippines, I started winning everything. Not to brag or not to be cocky, but I literally won all the tournaments I played. And until, when I turned 11, the only tournaments I'm playing is in locals is 16 under and 18 under. Although I went step by step, I played 10 under, 14, 16, 18, and won it all. So at the age of 11. And then, I just stopped playing juniors.
And were you still training in Philippines, like through your teenagers?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh no, because I feel like it's pretty tough. Like, especially when you're at the top of the game, you need people who are better than you, and you need people to kind of compare yourself to, or like gauge like where you're at.
Yeah,
and,
of course.
How did you find that over here?
I think during those times where I think I was 11, I mean, there's still a lot of good players from the men's category that, who can push me to my limits and who's still way better than me. And I think it is still sufficient enough to train here at that age. And when I was 11, I remember I'm training with at least from the range 10 to 15, top 10 to 15 players in the country. So that's, I'm not saying that's my level, but I was playing and training with them, and I can keep up and I can beat them and at that age. So yeah, I think it was still sufficient enough to train there, to train here during at that age. And I didn't think of going to the States again, but when I turned 12, I played Junior Orange Bowl. It was the main goal. So I played the 12 unders there. I went from qualifying, played, I think it was 256 draw for the qualifying rounds, right? I think.
It's a huge tournament.
Got in the main. I think I played 5 matches before I got in the main draw. And then at the time, I was just the number 2 player from the country, ranking wise. So from qualifying, I won. Sorry, I didn't win it. I got to the finals of the Orange Bowl. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
12 under.
That's
And
sick.
I think, I mean, my dad is already focused, and he already wanted me to be, thinking of, going all out in it. But then when we got to the finals of the Orange Bowl, then he started thinking, okay, we can do better. I think that this is our cue where we can actually, compete against the players around the globe. And yeah, let's do it. So I think that's the turning point right there.
And so you reached, in juniors, you reached a career high 12 in the world, right?
Yes.
How old were you when you hit that?
I think I was 16 at the time.
And did you play all the Grand Slams?
I played all the slams, sir. Yeah.
What was your favorite one?
Wimbledon.
For
No
what?
doubt. It's just so classic. I mean, just being in that place, man, like you can only wear white clothing, white shoes, and you're just at this royalty grass, and it feels so good. The weather's perfect. Everyone is just like, it's not as loud as the other slams where like US Open, Australian Open, like it's Wimbledon is just quiet, man. It's like, I don't know. It just feels like I don't know. I cannot explain what it feels like, but it's amazing. Like every time I'd be on that place, it's just, I want to be there. I want to be there.
Who are some of the players that, did you play against any of like top players that are still like touring right now, like as juniors?
Yeah, I played Alex de Minaur. We were the same age, and
How'd you do?
3 sets, lost 3 sets. It was Junior Davis Cup, Australia, Philippines.
Were you homeschooled at the time?
Yeah, I'm actually still studying right now, and I'm doing it online. I mean, it's not like a regular schooling where you finish all the units quick. Me, it's an online program where you can just take your time at your own pace. You can just do little by little on those units to finish it. And yeah, I'm still studying right now. I'm 3rd year college.
Did you ever spend time training outside of Philippines?
Yeah, when I turned 15, I started training in Florida. And that's where I
Which
learned.
academy?
It's called LAT, La Académie de Tennis, and it was in Boca at the time, Boca, Florida, Boca Raton, and yeah, I started there. And I learned how to hit spin. It's funny because when I first went to Florida to train, all the players that I'm playing with, I'm like, why are they hitting the ball so high? I mean, I don't get it. Because I'm used to hitting the ball so low. Like here in Asia, it's like flat and low. But then when I trained in Florida, they're like, "What are you doing? Why are you hitting so low, flat and low? There's no strength in that and all that." So they started, teaching me how to put shape on that ball, how to hit the spin and heavy and all that Rafael Nadal thing. Like they said like it's good to hit spin with rotation and all that, which is I think made sense.
You have like your forehand, the racket head acceleration. They're able to generate.
It wasn't like
great,
it wasn't.
insane spin, man.
It was not like that before. It was just literally just flattening it all out. My dad taught me that. Okay, that's just that's his ceiling right there. I mean, for me, he's a good coach. Tough coach, but he's good. But he has his limits. He's just he only sees the local tournaments, local tennis. He hasn't seen the worldwide tennis. So that's why I think he needed to decide that I needed to train outside the country to realize what's out there. So yeah, it was a good experience. It was really good, and it taught me so many things.
And so let's fast forward to where you're at now. So you're like 1100 in the world
Ish, yeah.
You've got a few ATP points. What are your goals? Where do you see this? Where do you see this going? What drives you, motivates you to continue playing tennis at the highest Filipino level, and then also trying and taking that to the next level?
Just for me, my goals, I'm 25 years old.
Yeah.
I've got nothing to lose. I'm doing this not because I'm earning money. For sure, I'm not earning that much. And, I'm just really maximizing my peak. And wherever it leads me, it is what it is. I get there, I don't. But, just making sure that I do not have any regrets, that I'm doing everything in my power to become better every day. Training, gym workouts, tennis wise, just making the most out of the life that I have now. And if it so happens that I become successful to it, thank God. If not, I'm still thankful.
Do you have any ideas to coach when you're?
I mean, it's a good job for sure, but I think coaches aren't getting that much credit on what they do. And it's tough. It's a tough job. You got to do a lot of things. You're not just thinking about playing like a player. You're just gonna have to worry about playing. As a coach, the coach has to listen to the players' needs and needs to observe on the players which things they need to work on, and program the training. Talk to the player if the player is having the tantrums, or like if the player is feeling really, really down, the coach has to motivate the player. For me, I don't think for now, because I'm still competitive, I don't think I won't be able to handle being a coach. It's a tough job, really tough job.
What's the greatest piece of coaching advice you've received?
That's tough. I mean, I really try to absorb everything. For me, it's not. It doesn't really hit me, like whatever the coach is telling me. It's the love that the coach gives me. For me, the most important thing is the coach willing to listen, and the coach just saying the things that he needs to say. Like he's not filtering it. Like when you're doing something wrong, when you're doing something bad, you tell him right away. And like I just love that the coach is like that really cares about you. Not just here for the money or anything. It's just not just as a player, just as a brother. Him being a brother, being a dad to your, being everything you need. I think that's the most important thing on a player. If he finds a coach like that, then it's perfect. You're like on your safe zone. So
we've got your coach over there. What's your name, by the way?
Ronald.
Ronald.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been working together?
actually, we knew each other since when I was 5 or 6 years old. So we're long time. He's like a big bro to me for sure.
Uh-huh.
And when he started coaching, it's just at first he started coaching and I tried to just help him out, like just come with me, help work out with me, maybe I could give you some tips. And he started growing and growing as a coach.
How old are you?
Like, 30.
30?
Yeah.
Oh, so only 5 years older. That's pretty interesting.
And I started doing seminars, just learning how to coach and all that. Like I also told him that it's important to you get the certificates. And me being here with you, bro, I mean, I told him, like, we're brothers, and the relationship we have is like we're super blessed that we have each other. So I think we can talk to each other like transparently, without any sugarcoating, without any bullshit. It's just straight facts.
Mm-hmm.
And it's clicking. I mean, every time we're together, it's perfect.
What's one time that you guys got into a fight? Have you guys gotten into a
Nah,
fight? No?
The guy is so nice. He's like, I mean, that's the thing too. I mean, I think, like as a coach, you gotta be tough, right?
Yeah.
But like, luckily me, like I mean, sure, he's not setting any boundaries because like he's super nice, right? He's like a big bro, but for me, I still like make sure that I know my boundaries. I respect him as a coach, and I know where we fool around. I know where we do the things, that we want to do just for fun. And I know when we focus on the tennis or the training. So yeah, I think it's more of my discipline too, and my respect to him as a big bro, but Like some players, they don't appreciate, they don't do that. You know, they don't know their boundaries, and when they see a nice coach, they make fun of him, or they don't. I'm not saying him, but like some coach who who's nice, they make fun of the coach. They take advantage of. But at the end of the day, it's just for them, And if they're not doing their job, and the coach is they're fooling the coach, then it's their loss, right? So yeah.
So you mentioned earlier the Filipino Davis Cup trials, or I don't know. Tell me a little bit about like Filipino Davis Cup, like, and what you're planning to do in after you leave Cebu.
After this tournament, we're going straight to the Davis Cup training, and that'll be next week. And we leave the 17th of November to going to Bahrain. We're gonna be there for like almost a week. And
Is Jed in it?
yeah, he is.
How many players are in it?
There are 5 players, which I'm not sure. I think we have one slot. I don't know who they're gonna give it to, but it's gonna be consisting of Nino Alcantara, Ruben Gonzalez. Those guys are like around top 200, 300 ATP doubles. And then we have Jed, our number 2 player in the Philippines, and they have me. Unfortunately, they have no choice. They have to take me. So yeah, I don't know for the other player. Who are they gonna put? I think it has to be. I think it was Johnny Arcilia, but he's injured. He injured this wrist, so he's not gonna be sure he's able to play.
Isn't Johnny like 40 years old?
He's like the legend here. He's like the fine wine, the old wine right here.
He only gets better as time goes on.
Crazy guy. I mean, he's not as good as he used to be, but man, he's still fighting against these players. Like he's young.
Yeah. When's the first match for Davis Cup?
It starts on the 20th.
November?
Yeah.
So you only have like a few days before.
Yeah, a few days of prep, and then we go. We play.
Do you know who you're playing? What country you guys going to be playing first?
It's like a round robin,
stages?
like group stages.
Yeah.
There'll be tough teams for sure, but whoever it is that we're playing against is. I mean, as for my mindset, I don't take it for granted, and I take it one match at a time, and I take it no mercy every single time.
Does playing for your country make any difference versus when you're playing for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I think it feels good, and it's like it's a little heavy because you're representing the country. You're not only representing yourself, but you're carrying the whole Philippines out there. Plus, like the struggle also of it's not like you're in a individual tournament where you only worry about yourself, but when you're traveling with a team, like you have to be synchronized with everyone. When if you guys have differences, you try to fix that. You blend as a team. So I think that's that's the one of the struggles too. Like it's not always it's not always that you guys are gonna be compatible, or it's just blending in right away. It's a matter of adjustment. Give and take, and just at the end of the day, you're representing the country, so you have to adjust and do whatever it takes to win.
Do you think have you played Davis Cup before? Or
Yeah,
played on a team?
Yeah, I played. I think the first Davis Cup I played is when I was 19 or 18. Yeah.
How did that go?
It was best of 5. I still got to experience that freaking best of 5, bro. That stuff was tiring, and I remember playing it here in the country where it already feels so heavy, right? Because you're so nervous, everyone's cheering for you, expecting for you to win, and I played their number 1 player at the time.
What
700 ATP, Indonesia.
Indonesia.
David Agong Susanto is his name. 700, used to be 700 at the time I played him, and then I was up 2 sets, 6-3, 6-1, and then I started feeling it, bro. Like, cause we played in PCA, and PCA Open, right? The tournament that we're gonna play after the Davis Cup. That's where we played the Davis Cup, way back, and it's just so hot. There's no ceiling. It's covered. Everything's covered, bro. Like there's no air. And there's so many people, stealing your air there, because they're watching and everyone's like breathing and breathing. So you feel like you're suffocating. And the guy is just, he's used to playing these, he's a veteran. and he knows what to do during those times. And me, I just, I was just hyper, and I wanted to finish the sets as soon as possible and straight set him. And then after that 6-3, 6-2, I started feeling heavy. Like, shoot, my legs are heavy, man. Like, what's happening?
Right.
Like, I mean, I'm still not tired, but it's getting heavy, bro. And then there was this time where the ball is just literally there, and I'm just looking at it, man. Like, come on, move your feet. And then after that, I just gave the third set and the second, and then the fourth set, I started cramping.
Yeah.
And then that was it. The moment it's a thing, I remember it. If I didn't, I lied down, bruh. Like, the therapist told me, oh, to lie down, he's gonna stretch it because we took the medical time out. And when I started feeling, oh shit, this is it, I'm done. Like, cause you don't lie down when you're cramping, right? Because it's gonna get worse. You kind of need to like walk it off, just stretch it a little bit and then walk it off. But then, frick, I didn't have the knowledge at the time about those things. So I lied down and it started cramping all over my body, and I was done for, bro.
Did you finish the match?
I got one game and then I retired in the fifth set. 1-0 retired.
Man.
I mean, it's better than, I mean, sure, like if I'm able to play it, sure, but I was cramping. My whole body's cramping. I'm gonna die out there, man, if I continue playing. So no, I stopped it.
I mean, that was like me over here, except I couldn't even finish 2 sets.
The thing is, if you're playing on a humid place where it's hot, I feel like it's like extra tiring. But then if you're playing on a dry weather, it doesn't matter if it's hot. If it's dry, it's okay. You won't get tired as much. I think that's a difference. So it's just tough here in a tropical country where everything is just humid.
What's one of the biggest challenges that you had to face in your career?
It's just a matter of just not knowing what to do next. It's tough. I mean, in a country like this, no offense to my country, it's not the land of opportunity, unfortunately, in tennis. We don't get wild cards. We don't have any international tournaments in men's. We don't have any resources to trade wild cards to anyone or any country. It's just, it doesn't, like, for me, I love tennis. I did love tennis. I didn't before, but I loved tennis. I started loving tennis way back, and then it's tough. I mean, it's tough to just continue playing, not knowing when the tournament's gonna be. There are times where, what am I preparing for, right? Like, we don't get any much support, and we don't have any international tournaments here, and the local tournaments, it's not as much. We don't get that much opportunity and finance to travel. So I mean, what am I really doing here? Like, why am I training so hard for nothing? That's what it feels like, and that's really, really tough. Like, for me, that's one of the most challenging feeling. And yeah, that's also one reason why I stopped playing for 2 years, because I mean, during the pandemic, it got even worse. Like, everything just stopped, right? Like, even the tournaments were canceled because of the virus. And like, for me, what am I gonna do? I mean, if I kept on training, it's just gonna be useless because there's not gonna be any tournaments. So I stopped. That's the most, that's like one of the, I think that's the lowest point of my life. Not just the career, but my life. Yeah.
So moving into let's say last segment of this, focusing on this tournament. So I would say you had pretty easy time getting to the finals. You weren't. Do you feel like you were pushed so far?
The most important thing is struggling and training and just working my ass off every single day, no matter how tiring it is. I would rather get tired training, working hard every day than getting tired on that tournament. So, I mean, I'm not saying that I didn't get tired or anything, because everyone that I played against, I gave it all, my 100%, no doubt.
I mean, you hardly lost the first, like, you didn't lose a game until like until the semis first round 6-0, 6-0, second round 6-0, 6-0, third round, I don't know, third round, but that's the quarters at that point?
4-0.
4-0?
Yeah.
And then today you played your
2-1.
semis match.
2-1.
2-1. You probably mentally destroyed him. Not only like physically on the tennis court, but he was defeated way before the match was over.
It's just also tennis is also sending a message to your opponent. So like me winning those matches easy, convincing with not losing a game. It's not me being a perfect player. I'm nobody's perfect. Everyone's making a mistake. And for me, it's just pretty much just sending the message to everyone, in the tournament that, hey, I'm ready for this. You want to battle? I'm going to battle right now. If I can kick your ass, I'm going to kick your ass. I ain't giving you one game. So that's like the mindset that I'm sending a message to them that, hey, that's the way I am. So if you're going to play against me, you better be scared. Something like that. It's just in my mind, though. I'm not saying it like, to someone or anyone, because that would be bad. It's just, in my mind. It's all in my mind. So that's how I think.
And so you're playing Jed Olivarez tomorrow. You have a long relationship with him.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure like you guys know each other's games inside out.
Pretty much.
Is it going to be more physical or mental tomorrow, do you think?
It's both. Obviously, we've been playing a lot of matches since we started. And I think it's going to be a big thing playing against Jed, because he's also one of the best here in the country. Actually, yeah, he's one of the best, and he's also part of the Davis Cup team. And I think, it's gonna be a good match. And like what I said, I don't take anyone for granted, and I take it one match at a time, one game at a time, and whoever wins.
How far back does your relationship go with him?
Oh, we've known each other since when I was 10 years old.
Did you guys always get along?
At the time we were rivals. Especially, of course, we're kids, right?
Who would you say is your biggest rival?
Biggest rival, man, that's not fair, because I don't want to sound ridiculous, or I don't want to sound like too braggy about, before, but during the time around 10, 11 years old, I was playing 18 unders and winning it. So, like, I couldn't really think of any rivals back then, because, like, no one's, like, really,
Yeah. You were always playing like different people.
Yeah, it's like I'm an alien before, to them, like where they're here and I'm there winning the tournaments at the time. There's this big barrier, gap, at the time. So no, I couldn't think of any rivals at the time.
But you've been playing with like Jed like all throughout the years.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of team tournaments, training
Because
together.
the thing is, we started playing each other. He used to kick my ass before when I started, and then, like after the Little Moen tournaments and going back from the States, that's where I started winning against him, and I never lost ever since. And yeah, I want it to be the same, and I want to keep it that way till tomorrow and for the upcomings. I'm just being positive, not trash talking or anything. Yeah.
Even today when you were playing doubles, that was a pretty tight match. You won in a super tiebreaker. You were down 5-1?
5-2.
5-2. And you guys, what is it that you guys were doing? Because I saw it, not only you, but like with them as well. You guys are like switching positions like midpoint, like when you really don't have to, and things like that. Is that like the Filipino style?
No,
playing doubles?
It's not. Actually, Filipinos are very, very good playing doubles. They're very good at volleys. They're technical, very good fundamentals. Like what you said, there's a lot of talent here, right? The kids that plays, they're good. They only need exposure. They need the finance. They need a coach to actually grow and to become a better player. So no, that's not a typical tennis of a Filipino. That's a AJ Lim tennis style. Where I stay in the baseline. Sure, I think I can volley. I can, put the ball in decently with the volleys. But then, I just want to win so bad. It's just, obsessed of winning. That made me think of a lot of tactics, other ways to win. And that's what I saw fit to win that match tonight, and that's what I did. That's what we did. I'm sorry.
As I'm not gonna lie. After watching that, the next time I play doubles, I'm definitely gonna
It's pretty cool, right?
try this stuff, because when we play in the U.S., it's the same shit over and over.
It's
one person stands here, the other person stands here.
It's all like moving forward, aggressive doubles tennis, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is in the States. Yeah, for sure. I kind of have a familiar thinking of that game style. Yeah.
So tomorrow you're going to be playing the finals. There's about 150,000 pesos up top for the champion.
Oh yeah.
Is that are you going to be? Do you ever think about that when you're ever playing matches?
Nah,
or
not
anything
really.
like that?
I mean, sure, the money is good. For a week of earning that much is not bad. And I mean, but I'm not thinking about the money. It's me, my pride, my ego, my mental toughness, and everything, out there in the tennis court. It's just, me not wanting to lose. I mean, I'm not gonna deny it. Just the money is always involved.
Yeah.
You're not just playing just because you want to play. Maybe if you're Federer, Djokovic, or the top guys who's about to retire, or who already has the money, they could say that, oh, I'm not doing this for the money anymore. I'm doing this for the passion, for the love of tennis, and for wanting to break the records. But for the guys who's just starting, it's part of it is the money. You can't do all of these things. You can't afford the training, the dietitian, and everything that you need in the tennis court if you do not have the money. So, yeah, I would agree with her. I think, yeah, for sure, literally about the money. And, once you get the money, you get the training that you need. You get the coaching staff, everything, equipment that you need, and everything. So it makes you set. And it gives you the chance to just worry about the tennis side, so you can improve. And then once you get there at the top, you get more money, and you started, not thinking about it.
Yeah, it's crazy to think when the two players get to that third set tiebreaker. Imagine I came up to you and it's like, yo, I'll play you one tiebreaker, $35,000. That's nerve-wracking in my opinion.
That's a lot of money, man.
And that's exactly what I was thinking about when I was playing qualies. It's like, man, I really want those 300 pesos. No, 3,000 pesos.
Right.
3,000 pesos for losing first round of this tournament, which would have been really nice to collect. I would have played Jed first round, so I mean, I would have gotten smoked.
It would have been sweet, even though it's not as much money. It's like you earned for it. You earned it so bad. Okay, I deserve this. It's good.
Yeah, for those back at home, that's like $60.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I think that kind of wraps it up for me. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't have any questions for you, bro. You do the questionings and I just answer.
All right.
Yeah, I'm a little tired too from the match today. So.
Yeah, I bet. So
Yeah.
we'll get you some rest.
Sure.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks.
Hope. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I should be neutral, but I'm gonna be rooting for you.
Thanks, bro.
Sure.
That means a lot to me.
And on the count of three, we're gonna say stay tipsy. Stay tipsy.
Stay tipsy.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Stay tipsy. All right.
How long was that?